Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this exclusive chat with Mr. LUTHULI, a young gentleman who has done wonders within the facility of the South Beach Arena. My name is Lona Benya from COSAFA TV. We are going to be joined by Ulaki, the guy who has prepared the facilities for the currently going on HOLLYWOODBETS COSAFA Beach Soccer 2022. Lucky, let me welcome you on our small TV, on our small channel. I know you from previous lives, so many things that you have done within that space, but I'm very touched. I know that there is a personal story that you have within that space. Tell the people that are watching you back at home, who is Lucky, how did Lucky end up being there and all that?
Good afternoon, Lona. Good afternoon to your viewers. Lucky LUTHULI is a very young kid from LUTHULI. I was born in 1981 in January. When life started, obviously, back on those days was literally everybody. You grow up with the kids. You go look after the kettles. You do certain things, but life took a bit of a turnaround in, say, 1990 when my grandmother passed away.
Yeah.
Because when I was growing up, she was the only person that was there for me in everything that I possibly needed.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah.
And as the only boy, as the only child to my father.
Yeah.
My father was working, but yes, he had his own issues.
Yeah.
Then time went on, and my grandmother passed, and I had to stay with my step-parent, not my step-parents as such, but my dad's brothers, his family. Then there's a lot of things happen within that. There's certain abuse that happened. But the reality of it was, it's an aftermath of what I had to endure after I left home. Yes. Because I had to come and find a better life. Then the first option, I went to the local town called HOLLYWOOD. Yes. From that town, I worked for a couple of years. Doing the garden, got paid $30 a month. Yeah. Yeah, that was a big salary at the time. And then from that, things went on. I ended up going to Greytown. Then when I got to Greytown, there's social workers that find me on the street as a boy. Asked me why I'm not in school, and I said, look, honestly, I'd get arrested if I said the truth, but I just said to him, look, I had to lie at some point and say, I'm here because I'm waiting for a family member. Yeah. I couldn't say I'm waiting for those that I work for, they've gone out, they'll come back, because I was underage. Yes. At the time, they would be in trouble. Yes. But the guy didn't really buy that. Yeah. So he waited with me the whole day. He's what's called, he's one of those, he's part of Department of Education and stuff like that. He deals with schools. Then in the afternoon he came back because he took me from the town, from the city hall of Greytown. Took me to where I'm staying. And he left me and said he was not coming back. But in the afternoon he came back with the person that I worked for, came back and asked me, do I go to school? They said no. They took me to a school there. And from then, that's
now,
life.
I wanna cut you shortly, Lucky, for the benefit of the people that are watching this podcast, is that Lucky, when his grandmother passed away, you then decided that you're gonna be on your own. You're just gonna live on the streets and whatnot, and then you eventually found yourself staying at the South Beach Arena at some point, where the COSAFA Beach Soccer is currently happening. You stayed for a very long time there, if you may allow me to use this word, as a street kid. Yes. Now, where did this whole beach soccer thing start with you? And also, I'm quite aware that you are the groundsman for the COSAFA Beach Soccer that is currently happening. You prepare the facilities according to all the specifications. How did it start about that moment? And then we're going to get to the beach soccer, your role here. All
right. Just on that, Lona, is it's a quick one. I'll be 2 seconds. From Greytown, then they took me to school. Then from the school, then I got lost. That's how I got to them.
Oh,
I got lost when the school went to Maritzburg for a camp.
is it?
Yes, I got lost. Then they took me back from that camp, trying to take me back home. So because I didn't want to go home, I end up getting lost in the market.
Yes.
Then from the market, then that's the
Started
way
to
I made my way to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've been on the beach for what? I was at the beach for 10 years.
You sleep on the beach
Yes,
for
you sleep.
years. You slept
Well,
on the
before
beach
on the
when
beach,
we are playing.
yes.
Yeah.
Where we're playing now, it used to be an old aquarium. That's
Yes.
Ushaka, it's
Yes.
turned to Ushaka now.
Yes.
So where it used to be aquarium, there
Yes.
used to be trees
Yes.
below it.
Yeah.
So on the side there, that way we used to sleep.
Yeah.
And it used to be another clubhouse that used to be there. So we used to sleep within the area along the beachfront.
And then you then saw beach soccer being played, and then you started to take us through on your first beach soccer
Event. There's an event that used to be in Durban called the Gunston 500 that used to be part of holistically in terms of the city.
Yes.
So when those events happened, it used to be beach soccer, beach volleyball, all those kind of relevant beach sport. So beach soccer used to be one of the element sports in that event.
Yeah.
So when it happened in 99, South Africa invited Brazil to come to South Africa. So when they invited Brazil, I used to work for a guy called Bobby on the event and Shane Jebs. So they said we needed goalposts put up. So there's a kid, you get there, there's people helping.
Yeah.
There's about 10 of us.
Yeah.
Then we set up for the soccer. It's a nice sport.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. So from that, that's how
it started.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
You know, and in 2000 they started bringing different goalposts, not the same one as we did the previous year.
Yeah.
Yes, at the time I was still just part of the event. Then time went on. In 2006, South Africa hosted the first World Cup qualifying.
Yeah.
So part of that program was Beach Soccer Worldwide brought these specialists to South Africa. And the plan was, we'll put up the goalpost here. Then after the event is over, we'll take it out. It will go to different location and get set up for us to do. So as part of that is, I think it was about 4 of us, which is the 2 guys unfortunately passed away during COVID. It was the 2 of us that still here. The other guy, I don't know, he left the city basically, but I was one of the guys in Durban that actually made it through right to the end of the process of the beach soccer field to make sure it's done properly, it's up to the standards and all those kind of things. And the different goalposts that they brought, it was more technical part of it that you have to learn. How does it go underground? What, for example, what do you use? You know, in terms of the wooding underneath, how big, all those kind of things. So you had to learn all of those things. Bear in mind, I do not have an education. So
well, I must compliment you.
It was a bit tough.
I was actually about to ask Hulaki, he was doing everything that he's doing, that is he's saying he was doing, out of passion and out of love and out of everything. But I think then some destinies in life are just meant that they will happen. And then boom, COSAFA comes.
Yeah, then these big events came.
Yes.
When these big events came, it's good because it helps us. It makes our family great. But then COVID came.
Yeah.
Then there were no events.
No events,
Then last year sometime, I got a phone call from the head of parks, the head of sport and rec. It was Mr. Gusi.
Yeah.
So as well, somebody will contact you.
Yes.
Okay. Then I get contacted and I got told there's COSAFA.
Yes.
Okay. So why me? Why COSAFA and stuff like that?
Mm.
But the reality happened, and yes, COSAFA happened last year. And
which changed your life.
Yes, it changed my life.
Changed your life.
Time, and yes,
I want to cut you in there and just quickly go to the people back at home and say, one of the things that fascinates me about COSAFA is the fact that they always leave a legacy wherever they go. That's why we needed to have this story of yours, because it then shows the people that the amount of the work that COSAFA does which is actually beyond. Because you are mentioning that COSAFA, when they came, they actually brought life into your own family, and we must also give credit to the head of the stadia within the eThekwini municipality, which is Mr. Vusi Mazibuko. He was at Gqeberha during the draw. He was at the facilities last year. I remember seeing him as well. So it is through people like him where you would basically make a recommendation, because he knew that if he says Lucky will do it, he knew what you were capable of. I'm sorry to have cut you in.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
So basically with Mr. Vusi, I'd say he's one of those people that put trust on you.
Yes.
And that ask you to do something.
Yes.
I don't think you'd want to do something wrong than doing something right.
Yeah.
So because every time that I've been called up to, I always try and do up to the best of my abilities.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, I really appreciate what COSAFA has done.
Yeah.
When they came last year,
literally
we had no events for 18 to 20 months.
Yeah.
Then they came. Then obviously started
life changed.
Yeah. Now we have that bit of income. Yes, it might be a once-off income, but it makes a big difference to us when we don't have nothing.
Yeah.
Then this time everything happened to the T, and again COSAFA came, and I was called in. I was glad to be called in again.
So which means that you did a great job on the past COSAFA, eh?
I hope.
That's why you probably and like I want to wish you all the best.
Yeah.
I want to actually firstly compliment you on turning around your life, because your story, I'm hoping that your story will eventually touch someone out there, that there might be circumstances that you go through in life, and you end up sitting or sleeping in the streets just like Lucky did for years and years and years, and then boom, organizations like COSAFA came and changed his life. So that's a compliment that I would like to give to you on behalf of Madam Sue, the General Secretary, and also wish you all the best, and also compliment you for with your team. I know that your team they work very hard.
We don't sleep at night.
Yeah, no, we always see you guys there after the game. You bring in the rakes, you prepare the facility to the highest standard. So on behalf of COSAFA, we want to say thank you very much for preparing the facilities, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck. Do you have a message for COSAFA?
I do. You know, the funny thing is, when COSAFA said we want you to work for us, I was on two platforms.
Yeah.
There's other sports. I'm not going to say what the name is, but when I got asked to, do you want to be at COSAFA, and I was like, yeah.
Just
before
like
I even think about it. Then these guys come and say, sorry, we need your help. There's an event that we have. I was like, no, COSAFA is number one, because they've honored every time, literally every time we did something.
Yeah.
Every time the event happens, they've always been there. They always, make sure the event happens properly.
Yeah.
And putting that trust in me as a street kid.
Yeah.
If I may put it this way, as a street kid.
Yeah.
And not having any qualifications in terms of education.
Yeah.
That gives me that power to say, today I can stand up and say I'm a man. I'm able to deliver something that the international community gets to see on the international platform without education.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people just like me outside
Yeah.
that are not being afforded the same opportunity.
Yeah.
So if COSAFA can do this in any country they go to, anyone else,
Yeah.
I'd really be happy.
Yeah.
Not for me, for everybody else as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my message. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Give everybody that opportunity.
Yeah.
And it might be small what you're doing, but it's actually big
Yeah.
on the other part.
All right. Thank you very much, Lucky, and thank you everybody. The level of commitment that Lucky has given to COSAFA for the beach soccer, because it's a very unique sports that needs a lot of attention. He has done a marvelous job, and also you can catch all our other activities in all our social platforms through COSAFA Media on Instagram, COSAFA Football, and also we are found also on TikTok. And yeah, thank you very much for all the retweets and the reposts that you have been doing for the COSAFA Beach Soccer 2022. Thank you. My name is Lona Pena from COSAFA TV.